People, what's good? What's happening? What's going on? It's me, Brian B. We got some sponsorships as well as partnerships here at the Beeline Entertainment LLC, and I want you to check them out right now. Let's go! People, check out Upsurge Magazine. That's right, brand new magazine hitting the scene, and it's got a whole bunch of content creators and news and information and important people that you need to know about. That's right, supporting businesses and all. We gonna talk about it. Upsurge Magazine, check them out today. Check it out. What up, y'all? Hey, check it out. It's Thursday, baby. Thursday. The week is coming to a close, and it's the last show of the week for the Beeline ENT LLC. How you guys doing, man? I feel really good. It's been a pretty busy week this week. Pretty busy week. We've had a lot of fun, played a lot of games on the channel here. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content. If you haven't already, make sure that you go ahead, head on over to YouTube so you can enjoy the channel and like it and share it, subscribe, click the little bell so you get the notifications. I got mine on and my little notification just popped up as soon as I went live right now. I want to say this. I definitely want to say this wholeheartedly. Thank you guys so much for the love and the support that you guys have given the show. The entertainment show, I would definitely say, you guys really enjoy the content that we deliver. I want to thank Kyle, for coming on me pretty much every week, man, and sharing his viewpoints from the topics that we discuss, man. It's always a lot of fun talking with him. And Kyle's definitely on tonight. You have to bring him into the building too. And I do have a intro, man. I don't know what's going on. I've downloaded it a couple times on here. Now I'm starting to think that maybe it's something wrong with the video. So that's why I don't have it on here yet. We do have a new intro for the show. But I promise I will have all that situated by next week. I'm having a baby, man. Y'all got another baby coming in the house. So I got all this new stuff I'm over here doing and cleaning up and straightening up. But I feel great, y'all. I feel really good, guys. And I'm very appreciative of the love and the support. But hey, we got a great show for you guys tonight. We're gonna be talking some stuff. We're not gonna have it's not gonna be as long of a show tonight. Me and Kyle are definitely gonna come in here and rap to you guys for a little bit. We gotta talk about a little bit of a watch list, as well as we have the top 5 our favorite Netflix series. So we're gonna just be discussing that as well, giving you guys a top 5. But without further ado, the guy who comes in here every week and he talks all that awesomeness with me, bro, from the nostalgia, the 90s to the new age, to the music, to the video games. We got my man Kyle. Eric, what up, Kyle? I got you muted, brother. I've done it a million times. I got mute on.
All right, hey. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
We got you. Yep,
good.
Sounding good.
What's going on, man?
Doing all right, man. I feel pretty good. It's been an okay week, man. I've had some self-reflection going on. Just been feeling good. It's weird when you start to have this weird kind of outcome. Sometimes you grow up and you start looking at things and bad shit happens and you're like, oh, it's negative. I don't know. Lately, I've kind of been a little bit more of the positive tip, and it does feel good. I can't lie.
Man,
how about you? You good?
I know that feeling all too well. Yes, I am. This week went by quick.
It did. Yeah, it's already Thursday, man. Friday tomorrow.
This week went by quick with me, but I'm good. Family, family's good. Girlfriend's good. Everything right. Everything as of this moment is good. I can't complain. Plus, I got some work. Awesome.
Oh, okay. There we go. New work. Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's always a good thing. Yeah. It's definitely, I know our field, man. I know we're in the same field together. Yeah. And it has been, I don't know if you share it, but it has been a little harder to come by, man. And this is a good conversation, actually. Yeah. We're gonna be talking some shit tonight, guys. Me and Kyle about to vibe out. That's how it's gonna be. Mm-hmm. But it's been interesting, man, because I don't want to blame AI. I don't want to blame it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do it, but I know when I first started with the Beeline Entertainment, editing services and all that stuff and everything, it was in a point where everybody was getting into the podcast shit. Everybody was getting into, making videos, even just, content creation. People wanted logos for what they were doing. So we were getting a lot more emails. I ain't going to lie. And I'm not trying to shout us out. We still doing okay, but it was just a lot more traffic. It's like, you see Opus clips and, you got this AI generator stuff, and I'm not knocking it. It does make life simpler. It does make it easier to clip and shit like that, especially for people who don't have a lot of time. Yeah. But for people who was making careers and businesses out of this shit, who took time and say, hey, you don't want to edit this shit, we can edit it for you beautifully. We're going to put a little bit more personality into it than just a simple, click of a button. As a matter of fact, I think even you were one of the people who told me was like, yeah, the Opus stuff. I don't really like how they clip sometimes. They clip
Opus, yeah, Opus clip,
shit.
like the Opus clip has made some things simpler because and I'm only saying that because now we're in like we love the bite-sized content, right?
Yeah,
People want short stuff for their TikToks and their reels and their YouTube shorts and stuff like that. And even
exactly.
and even in audio only, like I use Spotify for creatives, right? And they started adding a shorts category to to help beef up your podcast episodes. Like, okay,
Yeah,
add a
your
short
presence and everything.
like promo. So everybody's basically doing the same, the same thing or a version of the same thing, and
Yeah,
everybody's got an AI program of something. And I'm like, yeah, it's a bit much, but I do have some things that I use, you know.
yeah,
Do I
yeah.
do I do I like using it? Sometimes it makes things simpler, but other things is like, y'all, seriously,
Everything looks the same.
we call it
That's
artificial intelligence. It's not really intelligent. It's just picking stuff from other sources and putting things together. It's the way it thinks it should be put together. That's, when we're talking about generative AI anyway, it's whatever. I have the stuff that I use and it helps, because making clips yourself, it
it
likes
takes
it.
some time. It
You
takes
know,
time to do that shit.
I got clients that put out one in particular that puts out like a bunch of promo clips before they put it to YouTube, and they're about to start doing audio versions and stuff like that too. But
Yeah,
I like to give them options. So I'll
yeah.
give them like 10 to 12, like the Opus clip will spit out like 10 to 12 stuff. But sometimes I'll be like, this is how I know the Opus clip thing is not as intelligent as we think, okay? Because it will stop at certain points of a conversation that don't make sense. That, like, the
Yeah,
stopping point doesn't make sense, or the starting point doesn't even make sense. And it's only like 27, and you got to reconfigure it each time, right? If
yeah.
you leave it on audio, it'll do its own thing. If you say,
Oh
give
yeah.
me 60 seconds, give me
Right,
30
baby.
seconds, it's like that. It's yeah,
Yeah,
it's a learning thing,
for me, it's like the simplicity of it is
Yeah.
always going to be a like value. Like, you're always going to enjoy making something easier.
Yep.
And if you do editing work, which a lot of people do editing work now, man, you
Yeah.
got CapCut, you got all these different
Yep.
services that make it extremely easy for people to do it. But I just really started noticing when I was even using Opus for a little bit, it's everything looks the same, bro. Especially when you're swiping on TikTok. It Don't get me now. Listen, I want to say this too. You need to be making shorts of your shit. Okay.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who are not catching your whole episodes of your shows you're doing. There's a lot of people who are not catching everything that you're doing. And when you do have a point where you have a really good topic or something that you guys spoke about, and you shorten that and you make it a little 59-minute clip, even if you make it like a 2-minute clip, if it's engaging, people are going to hang around to see what's going on, or they might even catch the first part, catch a laugh, and give you a like or whatever. It is more content out of your content.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like the fact that you start scrolling and you see all the little fuzzy little pictures, and you see the people who are obviously using like an artificial intelligence, clip
Yep.
animator or whatever. And to me, that shit just got corny, bro. I didn't want to fit into that. Like, every time you saw Beeline stuff, you were gonna see, some shit that a computer just generated and spit out to you.
I
I
hear
wanted
what
my shit to have more character, man. Like,
I hear what you mean. What I'm noticing is, like, I look at, okay, the biggest thing is the algorithm will even pay attention depending on depending on whatever platform you're on, it will pay attention to things like captions. What's the style of the captions look like? And I've
mm,
noticed going on Instagram Reels and even TikTok right now, everybody's got the same caption style, right? And, like, just let's look
like
at it.
the
If you look,
paragraph frame, like the paragraph
it's like
kind
a
of.
little, yeah, it's like white with a reddish background, right?
Oh, okay, I know what
It's
you're talking
like
about. Yeah,
it's like the reddish outline, whereas before it was the white. Like, for a while, it was like the white and green, or the. I'm like, okay, so that is a thing too, because I'm noticing how many people are using it, like,
yeah,
just like it's a trending, like it's a trending style,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
and it's just that right there is interesting, but also kind of annoying at the same time.
Yeah, no, you're right, bro. And I think another part of it, Kyle, and I don't know if you feel this way. I know I kind of feel this way, and I know it's
Mhm.
might be juvenile or whatever, but a part of it is I worked really hard to get really good at editing, yo. I worked
Yeah.
really hard. Like when I tell you, when I first started this shit, I didn't do none of this stuff before I started the Beeline. I was going 5 years ago now.
Yep.
But I took pride, man, in making introductions and making little clips and making little promos and little
Yep.
commercials before I had a show or had a guest on. Like I worked really hard at that shit, bro. And then
Yep.
it's like just the fact that everybody kind of comes in and they have all these services and do it yourselfers and all this easy shit that people just do, and it just they put together a video in 5 seconds because they really not to do no work.
Mm.
It's kind of like I think that for me, like I'm like the old man who's grouchy at the young kids for having the easy services around them and shit.
I
I just
can
feel like
know. I concur. I hear you.
yeah,
I really do, because it's just like, all right, like when I started, I was doing it for fun. I was 15 years old, putting like little cartoon clips and stuff together on early YouTube when it didn't have as much, as much as, like the guidelines that it does now. And my friends and I were just, downloading stuff off of LimeWire, putting it together our own way, and
oh
just,
man,
yeah, I know
yes,
that sentence right there is old enough.
yeah,
But but then I noticed that people were getting sponsorships and stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, wait, that's a thing? I didn't know people were getting. This was
for real.
this was 2006. I didn't know that people were getting paid like that, or at least it seemed that way. Fast
Yeah,
forward to later on, I'm like, hey, let's do a show or whatever. But I wasn't consistent enough to even get to that point. And then one
real.
day they were like, "Hey, we'll give you we'll give you eligibility for monetization, but you just got to take the copyright stuff off of off of
The
your
videos,
platform." Yeah, because
yeah,
I had already had 2 strikes because I had used copyrighted music for stuff,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
were like,
yeah.
no, we'll start this other program, and everybody is going to be monetized right off the bat and stuff like that. And it did work. Like I may
Yeah,
not
yeah,
have
yeah.
gotten like a lot of money off of it, but it helped me pay some student loan debt.
Listen, and that's what's crazy though. You took something that you enjoyed, you took something that you had no idea, man. What if people always told us, like, especially at a young age, like, hey, try to find something that you want to do, make a living off of something that you love, like, something
Yep.
that you enjoy.
Yep.
We've heard that shit our whole lives, man. But how often is that plausible? Like, can you do that in most cases? Hey, I enjoy watching UFC and drinking beer. Can I go get a job doing that shit?
At
People will be like,
first, you couldn't.
no.
And
Now
no,
you can, motherfucker.
Like,
Like,
like, like, like, okay, what did they?
yeah,
Okay, let's think about this. What did they tell us when we were growing up? You're not gonna have a calculator on you, at all times. Now we got
that's
our fucking
right.
phones, calculators. You're gonna need to learn cursive. Now they took cursive out of curriculums and stuff like that. Depending
Oh,
on where you are, some of them have brought it
yeah.
back. They even took away the regular analog clocks because a lot of kids today don't know how to tell time.
Can't tell time with that
You
shit.
know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But then they'll be like, oh, you need algebra, calculus, No, I need to know how to calculate my taxes, how to pay my rent, how to. They didn't show us that. But
None of that.
now it's like, now we have all these different conveniences, and some people are questioning it, like kids that are using AI to write their essays, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like, are they really learning the material, or are they just putting a prompt inside of GPT or something, or DeepSeek?
Bro,
And
it's
it
interesting we're having this conversation, right? Because this
yeah,
is a deep conversation. And we're gonna talk about some other stuff in a minute, but
yep,
the thing is they are learning something.
yeah,
Maybe they're not learning exactly what is being intended for them to learn,
mm-hmm.
but they are learning something. They're
Yep.
learning how to take something and get something done in a
Wait,
convenient way, maybe in a way that
convenient.
frees them up to do something else that they may enjoy doing.
Yeah,
Maybe they have it right after all. Maybe instead of sitting around and being bored and finding it, annoying to sit here and have to sit here and look up all this information, all these different sources and shit like that, so you can write this shit and put what's already written into your own words to show somebody that you understand the concepts and everything. Yeah, maybe they're not doing that. Maybe they're saying, listen, take this shit. You see this right here? Okay, ChatGPT, write me a essay about Abraham Lincoln getting shot. And then bam, ChatGPT does it. They print that bitch out, and maybe even they just rewrite a little bit of it and they stick it on their thing, and it's done. Is that stupid, or is that somebody using their resources?
I guess it depends on how you look at it, because the world is changing. That's and right. It's either you adapt or you don't, and it's very, but it's also very telling, like what what we're really consuming versus what we are really learning. Like, for example, bite-sized entertainment. A lot of kids a lot of kids today are mostly watching YouTube and TikTok as opposed to watching a say 30-minute long TV show. You know what I'm saying? If this, but I try to put myself in their shoes, and because like, okay, we old heads now, sure, but if we were growing up today, we would be flipping the heck out. Like we were growing up when this stuff was just not even coming out. It was just
not even starting.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the Wild West internet. We had all of that. We had bad parental blocks. You were easily hackable and all that.
Listen, bro. Yeah, man. We saw every damn thing. But yeah, like you're saying, like it's just a different realm now, and it's cool. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know who's better. I don't know who's worse. But the one thing I do know, and I was just having a conversation about this shit on the other show.
Yep.
Literally, the problem with having ChatGPT do your homework is when the power goes out, and you had to write that report on what do I do when the power goes out, and you let ChatGPT write that shit for you. You paste it on a piece of paper and turns it in, but you didn't read it. You didn't really go over it. You didn't even research it. Maybe you skimmed through it and just kind of got a little tiny bit of information. Oh, I know I need matches. I got to do something with them, but you don't got none of that information. Now you that blank page, and ChatGPT ain't your friend no more. So now you got to figure it out, and that's the reality. Yeah. That's what Opus Clips is. If Opus Clips goes fucking bankrupt tomorrow and all that AI service shit, and you got all these shows and all these episodes that you got, you better hope motherfucker know how to watch them. Or you better hope there's still people out there who survived, not being able to, make money off of their craft, which is editing and stuff like that.
Yep.
And yeah, because that's really what it goes down to, bro. Like, you don't realize what you're gaining when you put a phone number in your cell phone and then never look at it again, and then your cell phone's dead and you're lost in the fucking shit.
Dude, listen, when's the last? Yo, be honest. When's the last time you had to memorize a phone number?
Shit, bro. I'm telling you, I've been in some pretty bad situations where I'm like, who do I call, bro? I don't got. There was this one time, bro. I was driving. I was for a job. I was driving, and my phone died, and I had met up with this person, and we switched trucks, and I left my fucking wallet in the other truck, and this motherfucker drove an hour away from me before I had to go to him with a dying cell phone, a place where I didn't know. And I don't even, to this day, I can't even remember how the fuck I made that shit work. But when I tell you, being ass out, no GPS, no wallet, I couldn't buy nothing. I couldn't buy a charger. I was ass out.
Man, I was just watching something. I was just watching something yesterday. Matter of fact, there's a new show out on Disney Plus from Pixar. It's called Win or Lose, right?
Okay.
And now keep in mind, this is Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Pixar likes to tug at your heartstrings and like beat you over the head with something like the first 10 minutes of Up. Okay. The first 10 minutes of Up, that's life right there in 10 minutes. Really? That is
right.
Life right there in 10 minutes. But so in this show, it every episode tells a story from another character's point of view, but they're all happening at the same time. So this little high school girl who's trying to make a deal with somebody that she met on the internet. She's trying to sell her shoes, right? She goes to the this party in this neighborhood she's never been to before, and next thing you know, something happens, something goes down. She ends up getting chased, right? This is Disney, by the way. She
Yeah.
ends up she ends up getting chased, right? And then she doesn't know where she is. Her phone, unbeknownst to her, her mother took her phone, right? Because it's something else that happened. Her mother took her phone. She doesn't have her phone on her. She doesn't have any money on her. A friend from the beginning of the episode gives her a quarter, and she sees a payphone. And I'm like, okay, when's the last time I saw a payphone was at a freaking bus station years ago. I don't
Bro,
even know
or
if
an
it's still there.
abandoned one.
You know what I'm
You don't
saying?
even see them real shits no more.
I
Yeah.
don't even know if it's still there. So she was like, she was like, at this point, she's kind of like praying, do I remember my mother's cell phone number?
Yeah.
But
Bruh.
I'm like, yo, Pixar, that's real. I mean,
Spot
granted,
on.
you pay phones as much anymore, but what happens if something like that were to happen? You're lost. You won't have a cell phone. Nobody else will let you use your cell phone, or your cell phone's dead. What you gonna do?
That's
You
right.
know?
And that really is what it is. And that now, I mean, it's simple and it's small, but I'm telling you right now, it's a complete wake up call from reality. That's like, listen, we literally depend on so much. If you can't revert back into manual mode in this motherfucker, listen, you're
Right.
gonna have hard times. You're gonna have some hard times. But anyway, listen, bro. Like I said, this episode, I was shouting you out earlier, Kyle, man, because just definitely appreciate you coming on every week, man. You bring a lot of dynamic to the show. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's been really good having you on and us just kind of talking shit and having fun in here.
This has been
Um,
fun, and like I've been, like you guys have motivated me to bring my own stuff back.
yes.
So I'm kind of starting from square one a bit, but at the same time, like I see people coming out to support it. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Whenever I see your stuff, I know I saw Troy. I saw a bunch
Yeah.
of people that's in the little community we got, man, and everybody's really supporting each other, and I'm loving it. And like you said, I've seen other people come back out. You saw Stead just came back and reloaded. He
Yep.
told me the same thing. Like, watching you guys is making me want to read, and I'm really happy to hear that, bro, because I understand doing this and losing, bro. I understand losing like that passion or this sometimes even for the better, not even just because you're, oh, I'm just done with this. Like sometimes it's like, yo, this shit takes a lot of time.
It does.
I might should be doing something different. Maybe I'll try something different. But
Mhm.
it's when you realize like, yo, this is what I love doing, man, and that's just where I'm at. Oh, what's up, JC? I ain't see JC in a little while.
Yo, what's up,
Ryan
JC?
Beeline and Kyle. Great to see my bros tonight. What's going on, bro? But yeah, so not to be too much on the down note, that was a good
Yeah.
conversation right there. But
Mhm.
I definitely want to this kind of goes in. It's gonna be a small part of the show, but I definitely want to talk about it because getting older, you experience a lot, you grow a lot, you do a lot of things. But talking about childhood, talking about different things, you start to experience loss, man.
Yeah.
And as you experience loss, like, of course, you have like, your family, your friends, people who are close to you, maybe a teacher, maybe like, somebody you grew up around in your neighborhood. You forget, we did grow up watching TV. We did grow up watching shows and movies and, stuff that we enjoyed a lot, playing with the toys, all this other stuff.
Mhm.
And when we see these people that we watch, even though they are actors and characters and stuff like that, you grow an attachment to them. And recently we just had somebody yesterday, as a matter of fact, who passed away, and it was very shocking to hear, man, because she was still pretty young. And that's this young lady right here, man,
Well,
Michelle
Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg.
Yeah. When I heard that, okay, so I knew that she wasn't that much older than us. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
pretty much our
Like,
age.
I'm 37. You're right behind me. So when I heard that, that she died at age 39, I'm like, what the heck happened? You know,
Yeah.
and I heard that she was dealing with some health issues, like, you know, at some point, and then I heard that it had something to do with a botched like something having to do with surgery. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
It
that.
it is just uh like anything could happen at any time, you know. And now everybody is, everybody's doing all these tributes and and stuff. They're like Harriet the Spy,
Bro, listen,
Buffy, Euro Trip. But I remember her. I remember her as that little girl from Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete.
Pete
Yeah,
and Pete.
and until people started saying it, like, I was an avid Pete and Pete watcher. I loved Pete and Pete. I loved all of those shows back in the day. I hope I spelled the name right. I just wrote that real fast. Track. Let me make sure. I'm no disrespect. This girl, I grew up
I
on
think
this
you got
girl,
it.
man.
I
Yes,
think you got it.
and like you said, Pete and Pete. Definitely Harriet the Spy, man. One of my favorite childhood movies.
That was
I
Nickelodeon's first theatrical film,
first
right?
movie,
First.
bro. That was their first movie, yo. I think Good Burger was second. Good Burger came
Mm.
out right after Harriet the Spy.
Yeah, yeah,
But
because Good Burger came out in '97.
or was it Snow Day? It was one of
Snow
those.
Snow
Was
Day. I don't remember when Snow
Snow
Day.
Day a Nickelodeon?
Yes, it was. Oh, fun fact that I just heard about Snow Day. Matter of fact,
You gonna say exactly what I heard?
that was originally supposed to be a Pete and Pete movie.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. No, Snow Day came out in 2000.
That came out in 2000,
Yeah, that was
still,
way after.
yeah,
Yeah, they said it was supposed to be a movie for Pete. Well, I heard somebody say it on TikTok. I don't know
yeah.
how
I heard
true
a
it is,
few.
but
I heard a few times, but it does have that. It does have that vibe. It does have that, like that Pete and Pete vibe. Like you could
yeah,
replace the characters with the Pete and Pete characters, and it would pretty much be the same.
yeah.
You
Pete and
know?
Pete was such a good show, man. Remember the Strong Man, the damn whatever
Yeah,
his name
Artie,
was,
the strongest man in the
Artie,
world.
strongest
Yeah,
man in the world. Yeah, and it was
yeah,
all just kids' perspectives and shit. Like, and it was like one of those really just like late. Even the intro was just
yep.
like the rock kind of soft rock kind of
That was
intro, and
so, like, that right there was so 90s.
I
That
love that
like
show,
that
man.
is still, shout out to my boo. That is on our playlist. We have a joint playlist on Spotify, and one of us put that song up there.
Maybe linked to a lyric
Oh
receiver. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Harriet
man.
was 96. Yeah, man. And it's just when I was watching Harriet the Spy, like, as a kid, and just seeing her on it, some of the scenes in the show, I mean in the
Yep.
movie, were they live rent free in my head, bro. Like the
Mm,
one scene where, when they found out that she was a spy and they found her notebook, and no girl read it to the whole park and everything, and her best friends
yep.
kind of turned on her. But
Yep.
then they started, sending her messages. Harriet smells, and then
Hmm.
she went in the bathroom and started washing up under the thing. And it's like it was, even though it's a Nickelodeon, like you were just saying about the Pixar movie, even though it was a Nickelodeon movie, stuff like that is so relatable. If you
Yeah.
remember, or if you were one of these kids, like, stuff, as soon as your friends or something like that, people you thought was your friends, or the whole school's kind of picking on you and stuff like that, or whatever. Like shit like that is very relatable, man. And I just remember stuff. Then she went back and got all the revenge on him and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
man, it was
I
such a good movie, yo.
I don't even remember. Like I remember
But it was
two
2000,
things.
yeah,
Like I saw that. Oh man, thanks for the assist, JC.
yeah.
But like I saw Harriet the Spy in theaters, right? And I remember that's also when they debuted Hey Arnold, right? Another
That's
and
right.
another show that'll hit you right in the
Love
feels.
Hey Arnold.
And oh my god, like the slice of life stuff that we were watching, and I'll include Rugrats in this because
Oh
now I
man.
relate more to the adults. And
Yeah.
and it's like they didn't talk down. That's the thing. Like even some shows today, they don't talk down the kids. They'll give you the harshness of real life. You just have to, sometimes you got to just watch it a few times to see what they're saying, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. A lot of messages in 90s TV. A lot of, like we were talking earlier about, Opus clips and stuff like that. A
yeah,
lot of character, man. A lot of character. Even just the way that the cartoons used to look. I remember my mother said this to me one day, and she was just like, you look at these, cartoons now, and everything's so computer animated. It
yeah,
really leaves out like the definition of like the artistry, like, seeing the drawings and the animation. Like
yeah.
now everything is just computer generated. It kind of, like how I said before, like everything looks the same, man. You got a
Everything looks
couple
the
of
same.
you got a couple
Everything.
different ones that will be in there that kind of, have a little bit of different textures on them, but
Mhm.
everything is all computer generated, man. It's not. There's no like detail. There's no like personal touch to where you're like, oh man, that's Dr. Seuss. I know that's
Yeah.
Dr. That looks like you know what I'm saying. Like that looks like
You
his
see that distinct style. Like you could
exactly.
not everything look like everything else. You know, before Harriet the
Right,
Spy,
Spy.
she
She
made
made her
her nick,
first.
and
On
Clarissa explains it
Clarissa
all.
explains it all.
I just saw that clip. I just saw that clip because Melissa Joan Hart shared it on her Insta.
Yeah.
And
Damn, bro. Yeah, she was
yeah,
loved, man. Yo, people, I think, what's up, Laura?
what's going
P-
on?
People really forget just how much Michelle Trachtenberg was a part of the. I told my kids when I was showing them, I was like, yeah, this is Daddy, grew up on this little girl. Like, she was a trailblazer in the '90s, man, going into
Yeah,
2000s. She was in so much like stuff that we watched and grew with. And I ain't gonna lie, in Euro Trip when she grew up and shit like that, I'm over there like, oh
I
shit,
was
all
like,
right,
hold
Harriet.
up, that's her. Wait,
Damn, let
that's
me look a little
Harriet.
harder.
What? And then I remember we all pretty much went through puberty at the same time. It was like,
For real. Yeah,
like
she was
I
fine as
forgot
shit.
for a second that she's only a few years older than us. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. She
we
was like,
all
I
the
think she was
same
like
generation.
39.
And
Rest in peace, Michelle. I mean, we definitely love you over here at the Beeline, and I mean, thank you for all your memories. And you were one of the ones that I'm not gonna lie, messed me up a little bit. I found myself even yesterday, like I was kind of just sad. Like I was like, damn, and I didn't even really think about it, like of why. But every time I would get on the computer or get back on my phone or something like that and be looking up stuff, I look at it and I see something like, damn, that sucks, man. Like she
yeah,
was one of the last one I really remember that feeling was the Green Ranger, man. When Tommy
oh
passed
yeah,
away, I was like, it
yeah,
was just one of them things that just hit me, and I was like, damn, man, I grew up watching, the Green Ranger Tommy, and then seeing some of them just kind of hit different, bro. Like you connect with it differently.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
I get that all the time, and it just seemed very. Also did Disney as Snow Princess,
Yes, Ice Princess, I think it
Ice
was.
Princess. Yeah, I think I remember that. I only
Yeah, that
watched.
that was before my that I mean that
Yeah,
was after I started getting older. I was watching that shit. But
I
yeah,
was
she
still.
was in that.
Yeah, I was still watching it all. Like even if it like, and if I was bored and something just happened to come on, I just leave it on. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, we definitely wanted to say give her condolences. We also heard today this guy was a little bit before our time, but
Mm,
he still was around. But you heard that craziness happened with Gene Hackman, another
mm,
all-time celebrity,
mm.
world renowned actor. He's been acting for years. He was original Lex Luthor in the Christopher Reeves Superman movies.
Wow.
And yeah, he had a kind of a crazy situation where he found him, his wife, and his dog, and all deceased. Man, they found out this morning or something, and
Oh my
it's
god.
sad, man. Just some of these legends. I mean, this sucks, and I never mean this in a disrespectful way, but more just like congratulations, kind of like he was 95, man. You make it all the way to almost the hundreds, and
Right.
it sucks you went out that way, but it's awesome that you got a chance to live that long, man. I guess
Mm-hmm.
definitely a celebration, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
rest in peace to him and his family as well, man. But yeah, man, I just wanted to make sure I show some love. Michelle Trachtenberg was a hard one. That was Dawn and Buffy. Buffy was another one of my favorite shows of all time.
Mm.
I watch Buffy every couple years. I rewatch it all the way from the beginning, all the way to the end. I just did it not too long ago. But
I don't think I've ever watched it the whole way through.
man,
I don't
you
think I've ever watched
Buffy
it.
is a must, Kyle. Buffy is a must. One of the greatest shows, in my opinion, man. Buffy and Angel. Love them, damn. They're supposed to be doing a remake, and I know,
Yeah.
seeing the stars of the show, they're supposed to be coming out with something. These remakes, man. Maybe that'll be a topic for next week. I also want to do
Yeah.
next week, some video games. I want to talk
Yep.
some video game stuff. But yeah, the remakes
I'm
are
definitely
crazy.
down for
Joey
that.
Adams is talented. R.I.P. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Ty. All right, guys, we're gonna he said, hey, Beeline, how's your new workout routine? Everything working out. Listen, bro, don't come over here adding stuff to my already short.
Mhm.
Listen, JC, you want to know? Honestly, I've been working out in a different way than I ever have been working out. I've been doing household shit. I have not used my gym, my garage. I've been cleaning a garage and cleaning a backyard and cutting lumber, and I've been doing shit that I never even did before. But when I tell you I've
Sounds
been
like a
working
workout
out,
for me.
I've been working out like a madman. So I mean, muscles is still good, but I still want to, get some weight down. But that's another
Mm.
story. But listen, man. Damn, just threw me off. I forgot what the hell. I was just about to go into a different thing. Uh, I know we're gonna get to the top 5 in a minute here,
Yep.
but yeah, I do want to talk about the. There was a thing with video games that I saw today, Kyle, and I
Mhm.
know we did one episode. We were talking about like Grand Theft Auto 6 and a lot of new stuff that's going to be coming out. The new wrestling's coming out. Definitely want chat about that. But
Yep.
there was this game I saw today, man, and I know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge game,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
which is a phenomenal game, but it's
I
not
can't wait.
yeah. Have you played it yet?
I have not. Nah, I haven't. Like,
Oh
I
my
gotta
god.
first. I gotta get a Switch or something to play it. I don't have a modern system at the moment.
What
So,
what which system? Do you have a system right now? Any system?
when was the last one I had? Last one. The last one I got was years ago. Xbox 360. That was the last one I got.
God,
And
okay, yes, yeah. You like you said, you don't got a system right now. But
yeah,
yeah, if you do, man, like it's a really, really, really good game, bro. And it's like it's the simplicity is
Mhm.
what makes it incredible. It's not like super detailed, like you got all these, oh man, you can see the sweat dripping off his forehead and all that shit. That
Nah,
stuff is fun, right?
they wanted to do like a classic beat 'em up. They wanted to do
Exactly.
like the classic game. Like I got to play a little bit with my nephews, right? Because their parents were getting you like their parents are big nerds too. So Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles is already a part of their lives. Anime, all that stuff is already a part of their lives. Horror films are already a part of their lives. And one day they were like, "Hey, Uncle Kai, you want to play?" I'm like, and they're playing Shredder's Revenge, and I'm like, you have no, I looked at my little nephew and I was like, you have no idea how good this feels to me, like how this made me feel, because I was
Yeah.
a kid again, right there, just playing with my controller with my boys. That's what it felt like, you
Yeah,
know.
bro. And it's so good though. What up, Stead? Yeah, and it's such a good game. But there's another game that I just saw recently, and we're gonna talk more about it next week. But it's on my brain too much to not bring it up.
Yep.
It was Terminator 2, and
Yep.
when I tell you, it's the same kind of just Sega looking graphics, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
but the place where they put the detail, because it's not like super graphics and shit,
Yeah.
but they put the details back into the game. So it's like it's like boards. You can see it's boards, and it's like to beat
Mm-hmm.
them up,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes and it's following the movie. Like at one point, I saw it's got Sarah Connor hitting the pull-ups, and then she gets down and she goes to the hospital and she's fighting the damn hospital people as she go in the hospital scene. And
Mm.
I'm watching this. This is new. It's a game coming out in September
Yep.
for PS5 and PS4, I think.
Dope.
The shit looks incredible. And I'm sitting here, every game I get lately, bro, I play. I know
Yep.
I'm busy and stuff, but I'll play a game and I'm falling asleep. I'll play a game and I'm just bored. Like literally, like the game is good. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Me and my
Mm-hmm.
wife were just playing Last of Us 2 again. Amazing game. I started trying to play that shit by myself. We had the free unlimited ammo and all that shit. And I got
Yep.
to one cutscene and I was just like, man, fuck this shit, yo.
Man,
I'm not watching the cutscene for an hour.
I think what it
I
is,
want to play, man.
like games for the past couple decades, because the gaming industry that takes in more money than the movie industry, you know what I'm saying? So
Bro,
it's like,
especially now.
so yeah, so but retro nostalgic gaming has made a huge leap forward. Like every so often I see like a new emulator coming out, or somebody still making freaking games for the NES. And
Yes.
like they're coming at, like there's a company that made their version of an N64, and I'm like, okay, hold on, that looks dope and everything, and you can put it on an on your TV on HDMI, all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? But they're still using the cartridges. So you are expecting to keep your games from years ago? Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking? Or you got to
Yeah.
what's going on? But some companies are still making the retro games, and I'm
And
like,
it's worth it.
it is honestly, but that's what made me want to get back into gaming again, like that. And
Yeah,
I've been watching a lot of I've been watching a lot of anime where they have a lot of gaming elements. So it made me want to. It made me crave just that, like, a nice RPG story, nice simple RPG story, or something that or something that like a Sonic or a Mario or something like that. But I'm seeing all these indie games, right? And
yeah.
I'm seeing all these independent games that look so dope. I'm like, man, I gotta pick at least one of these up. You
Yeah,
know?
man. I'm starting. Man, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm just going backwards or what, but I'm just really starting to enjoy the more simplistic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When it's to me, it's more entertaining. I feel like they waste so much time putting so much into making this shit look so good, and it
Mm-hmm.
does. Don't get me wrong, it does look
It
like
does.
a straight up movie. But at the end of the day, how much detail are they taking away from
Mm-hmm.
the actual gameplay? Like I'm starting to get to a point where I'm like, yo, give me something that looks pretty good, just like the Ninja Turtles, just like that Terminator game we're gonna see tomorrow, next week.
Mm-hmm.
But give me something that looks pretty good and give me amazing action, amazing this, amazing that. Let me just play and have a ball,
And let
man.
me just
You know
have
what
a
I'm
good
saying?
let me just have a good time.
Give
That's
me
that's it.
cheats, give me all of that. I want everything, like
You want everything. Like,
everything, bro. Why not?
I'm not caring. I don't care so much about, like, did you already play the first
Oh
Last
yeah,
of
I
Us?
played The Last of Us on 3 different fucking systems. PS3, PS4, and PS5.
Which one do you
Great
like
game.
better?
I, I would personally say The Last of Us 2 is an amazing game,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's more of an amazing story. I
Mm,
think The Last of Us, the first one, was a better game, if that makes sense. I think The
mm,
Last of Us 2 was it really wrapped you up and got you invested in the story. You having to be like kind of the protagonist character, where it was just like, if you played the game, I don't want to ruin it for you, whatever, but it's just my wife says it all the time. Like she hates the fact she has to be that girl. Like, but then it's like you kind of have to fit your shoes because the story puts you in a place where it's hard to kind of side because it's like, both the reasons are valid for why they, want each other fucking, dismissed each other. But
mm,
at the same time, it's just like I feel like The Last of Us, the first game, it was more entertaining to me. I enjoyed
mm,
the gameplay more. So I would have to go with Last of Us. I think my wife would say the second one though.
mm.
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
really good games, incredible games.
And I like I said, I've been following a lot of I've been following a lot of like retro gamers and modders and historians and stuff like that, because I love the history behind things. So,
Yes,
I love this. I love to see how the heck you come up with that idea in the first place. Agreed. We played them
yeah,
both more than once. The graphics and story are both top tier.
top tier. Yep, no doubt
And
about that. Yeah, you're right about that, Kyle. That's why one of the things I liked on Netflix. And we're about to get into the top five, guys.
yep,
No, actually, we're gonna talk about our watch list real fast. We're gonna do a really quick watch list. But
yep, yep.
yeah, I like talking about the seeing like the on Netflix they had the what the hell are they called? Like movies of the 90s or whatever. They had,
Yeah, the movies that made us.
the movies that made us. They have
Yeah,
the one with the toys.
the toys that made
Uh
us. Hmm.
bro, that shit is so good, man.
It
And then
was
you
such
see
a.
all
It,
like
oh man.
all the stories behind all of that stuff, and like you just said,
Yeah.
the video games, and it's so interesting that detail, like just finding out everything that went into that. It was such a successful time for us just enjoying it. Then you see
Hmm.
like the history behind it. That stuff is awesome, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna talk a lot more about that next week. That'll be our episode. We're gonna be talking about games and a couple other things.
Most
Guys,
definitely.
let's go ahead and jump into a quick watch list. Then we're going to jump into our top five. It's going to be an interesting top five. I think you guys are really going to enjoy. We haven't done this in a while. I feel good. I'm kind of mad I'm rushing it, but hey, listen, I got a bunch of shit to do tomorrow. I got to get upstairs. My
Yeah,
wife
it's
is,
okay.
she
Mhm.
won't.
The Watch List.
That's right. We back with the watch list, baby. All right. And then first on the board with the watch list, listen, first and only probably for tonight. It is one of the shows that I have found so much joy in since I've been watching it. I don't even think I have any pictures, but it doesn't matter. That show is Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. We recently just saw Cobra Kai wrap up its sixth and final season. And
6 seasons.
6 seasons.
Let's think about that for a second.
Seasons, yo.
6 seasons,
Yeah.
especially where it started
Yep.
to where it ended. Like, especially with, like, Netflix is known for having good shows, and then they cut them off at the knees.
Yep.
Okay, and freaking Cobra Kai started on YouTube and just did gangbusters later on Netflix.
Yep.
Right? Was
Yep.
every season like, great?
Every season. Listen, Kyle. Let me cut you off before you say something wrong here. Listen. Let me just get out my little 2 cents about Cobra Kai real quick. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cobra Kai, and I've said it since the entertainment show started on this channel. Cobra Kai is one of the best storytelling shows that I may have ever seen in my life. I'm not going to lie. In my life. Knowing the history of the Karate Kid, knowing where it came from, watching the adaptation, watching the depiction of how they took a movie from 30 fucking years ago and flipped it into something brand new where you made the bad guy of that movie. You gave him an entire story and made you reanalyze the fucking movie. When I tell you, Cobra Kai is probably one of the greatest written TV shows that I've seen in the last, listen, maybe ever. I'm not going to lie. That's just my opinion. But all the way down to the last episode, hopefully, I'm going to say a couple of things. So no spoilers or anything if you haven't seen it. But, I mean, it was so damn good all the way to the end. The last episodes, all the way to the end, action packed. I jumped out of my fucking seat a couple times. Go, amped up. The one thing I will say about Cobra Kai, Netflix, yeah, they do. You are right, Kyle. You'll get a show and you'll be into that shit, and then they'll freaking drop it or whatever. But Cobra Kai, I think they cut it off right when they were supposed to. I think that they could have probably went a little bit more, but right where they ended it was perfect. I think they did it perfectly. I just think that everything was right about it, man. I really enjoyed it. I mean, let's just get my opinion out the way and just go ahead and jump full throttle. We haven't done this in a while, y'all. But Cobra Kai last season. Perfect 10, baby. I
haven't seen you give a 10 to anything in months, bro.
My favorite show was Martin and Fresh Prince. Damn near my whole life. I love King of Queens. I love fucking like I said, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. When I tell you, when people ask me what's your favorite show, I literally be like Cobra Kai. It's not my favorite show. That shit is my favorite show, bro. So how'd you feel about it, Kyle?
This season, I give it a solid 8. Okay. I give it to be honest, this season I give it a solid 8 because it seemed like last couple of seasons it was like, how many more people can we and it's also kind of funny like who else we're gonna get for the show, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how many more characters are we going to meet that one time? And you're just like, hey, they're from this scene in Karate Kid 1. I was like, oh, okay, so you're making sure to get everybody in this piece.
Everybody, yeah, it's crazy.
Except
even the little girl that was on the damn ladder in the hurricane, they got her, and she played a big role.
She played a huge role. Her and the girl from Karate Kid 2, they played huge roles in this. Like something seemed like a stretch, sure, but you're not really in it for reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not really watching this for real heart-wrenching drama story. No, this is
like Chris beating up all these big ass jailbirds. His 70-year-old man beating up big ass jail dudes in jail and stuff like that.
Or him going through that thing with the snake in the cave. Like,
come on.
Okay, y'all watch Like this is coming from somebody who loves martial arts films.
Power Rangers shit.
Y'all watch? Yes, exactly. That was on something in the which we call it, in the old master who's over 100-something years old, and he's still like y'all could have done better with the makeup. I'm just saying, y'all could have done better.
My man was a million.
I could tell a mile away that was glued. Like, come on. But still, I had fun. Like I did have fun with it. I had a lot of, I did have a lot of fun with it. The kids, if we see another, but one thing somebody mentioned, and it was like, you know what? I watch a lot of cartoons. This is the stuff you gotta just suspend disbelief. Where the cops at?
Listen, bro, cops ain't exist. Them cops
Where
this
the police
karate
force?
town.
where like you have these kids doing freaking battle royales in public, malls, water parks, schools, and nobody calls the cops.
Yeah, man, they was going to war, bro. You know, one of the best things I love from Cobra Kai, and like you just said, like one of the best things was the character dynamics, man. Like you really were able to get invested with the characters. You had characters go from good to bad. You had characters go from back to being good after that. I mean, even like if you watch it, like you'll see, like with Terry Silva.
Yep.
One of the worst characters in Karate Kid history. Like, but if you watch it, it gets to a point when they're trying to get the Seikai Taikai or whatever it's called to come back.
Tournament to come back, yeah.
Yeah, when he comes to Daniel's house, he was so desperate. Yeah, and then it kind of felt like I almost started opening up to Silva, because at some point you're also saying like, damn, these are some kids, man. Like, calm down. Like, it's high school kids. Like,
they ain't even out of high school yet.
Yeah,
kids.
Trying to make them go to war and shit. I'm like, bro, like, calm down.
Between the kids, this is between you, and freaking Danny and all that. Like, this is between you and that old beef from back in the 80s.
80s, okay? Bro. Like, hang it up, man.
Just relax. Yeah. But the officials at the tournament, when they got the tournament back on, and they were still arguing about the freaking rugs. Like,
yeah, they just fit stuff in, bro. I just felt like it was so well done that man, I just really feel like that's one of the greatest TV shows that I've gotten into, that I struggle now, because I'm like, damn, and I want to find something similar. I want to find something that good that I can get invested in again. That's another thing I like about shows. When they end, man, it sucks sometimes, because it's just like you really, really want to keep watching it. But
I hear you. But at the same time, I've experienced two things: fatigue from a show that should have ended a long time ago, but you feel like they're just keep on coming up with stuff because it's popular.
Yeah, like Walking Dead.
I love SpongeBob, right? I love SpongeBob, but SpongeBob's been on since 1999. Simpsons has been on since '89, and they're still going.
Simpsons, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't even look at the Simpsons. I ain't gonna lie, and that's not hate. I used to watch the Simpsons. I think at one point, everybody who was born in fucking 1980 something at least watched the Simpsons for at least a little while. Like, you watched, whether it was reruns, whether it was whatever. You've seen 15 episodes at least of the Simpsons, even if you've never watched it before. And it's just now, like you just said, like I can't believe that shit is still on, man. It's nothing, not in a bad way. I'm just saying, how the fuck y'all in 35 seasons, bro? Like, I'm just not very.
But if it, if you were into anime, you would have a similar argument with certain shows that are still on. Pokemon has been on since 1997,
bro. Pokemon,
right? And that story just ended a year ago, and the kid didn't even grow. Like, I'm getting mad when I don't see protagonists grow up, like
having a husband and wife and shit.
Like, you don't even at least give me like don't even give me middle age. Just give me like teenager to young adult. Like, if they started when I was freaking 10 years old and I grew up, but they didn't.
Maggie in Simpsons is like, she's like 42 years now.
Even though at
least
in the Simpsons, they will give us future episodes when they are older. You know what I'm saying? Like, possible futures for them. I'll give it to them for that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, But that's pretty much all we got for the watch list this week, guys. I mean, definitely go check it out, especially if you were a fan of the show. You know, definitely worth watching. Also on the watch list, of course, the shout out to you know, once again, Michelle Trachtenberg. If you've never seen
Mhm.
her content or her movies or stuff she's done, and understand why everybody's talking about her, she was one of the childhood kids, man. Your kids
Yeah.
will enjoy Harriet the Spy. Your kids will definitely enjoy you know, what else did she do? The young age, of course, Pete and Pete, if you could
Pete
find
and
it.
Pete, like
Yep.
if you could find it, the only place I could find it, they were selling it on Amazon for a little bit, right?
Mm.
But they didn't sell it for season one. It was seasons 2 and 3. I'm like, what the heck happened to season one?
It's always difficult to get season one for some reason. I don't know, like if it's just like because it's the pilot episode and like
Mhm.
everything. Like sometimes they'll have like they'll start at like episode number like 3 or 4 instead of having like the first couple episodes. But
Eh,
yeah, I noticed that too. I don't know.
mhm.
I don't know why, but that's what it is. But guys, listen, man, we're gonna go through our top 5 real fast. You know, I'm like I said, we are gonna be wrapping up, trying to get this in an hour. But thank you guys so much, man. Once again, it's been an awesome time. We will be back next week. I'm really trying not to take any breaks. So I'm actually gonna have an entertainment show every single day, probably going all the way up until summertime. So yeah, we're gonna be behind this mic a lot, unless something happens. But we're gonna try to be behind this mic a lot. So we're gonna be here. So thank you guys for riding with us. But let's go ahead and get into the top 5, baby. Top 5, top 5. All right. Of course, today we have the top 5 Netflix series. These are our favorite Netflix series, and we're gonna go backwards from 5 to the top one at number 1. Kyle, I'll go ahead and kick it off for us, man. I'm starting it off with Narcos.
Narcos.
Narcos now. This is
Oh,
deep. Now, don't send your kids to bed for this one, because now I got some conditions with this, and I was fighting about it, but I couldn't find a number 5. Narcos was one of the ones. I also, just an honorary mention, Money Heist.
mhm.
Really, really, really good show. It's kind of like a short series, but
Yep.
Money Heist, incredible show. And but I chose Narcos because just the first season. I wasn't really into the second season as much. With what's his name? Pablo. What's his name? The guy who played Joel in Last of Us was
Oh,
playing
I think
Mr. Fantastic.
yeah. I can't. Ooh, wait.
I can't
Dang,
remember his name.
I can't remember. I can't remember
And
his
it
name.
Pablo or I thought it started with a P, but him. Um, he plays like, you know, the cop in Narcos, and they
Mhm.
were going after Pablo Escobar, man.
Ah.
And when I tell you that that was another just great casting call, like the guy who played Pablo Escobar and like who told his story and just showed like the craziness, it really depicts, like, you know, you want to call it criminal activity, whatever you want to call it, but just like that empire, that drug lord empire stuff, whatever, yo,
Mhm.
that shit is insane, man. The amounts of money that those people were making just in a business, in an unsanctioned business, bro.
Mhm.
Like ridiculous. The intelligence of this guy to just like literally be able to I say this stuff all the time, Kyle. People forget, you know, just because somebody's wearing a badge or somebody's wearing a robe or, you know, an apron at the store. Sometimes I think people forget these are human beings.
Right.
These are human beings. They are
Yep.
flawed. They fuck up on their job just like you do.
Mhm.
And you see a guy like Pablo Escobar completely exploit the shit out of that for his benefit, for his gain, to make sure that he's doing what he's got to do. I'm not promoting it, but I am saying
No.
if you watch Narcos, woo, man, that shit
I
is
was
good.
hearing nothing but like I was hearing a lot of like gasps when people would talk about it when it would when it was first premiering. You
Yeah,
know.
it's really, really good, bro. But yeah, definitely check out Narcos, man. A really good show. At least the first season for me. I kind of lost on the second season. I was kind of like not really as interested. But
Mhm.
Narcos is my number 5. What you got, Kyle?
Okay. No. Okay. So funny enough, this is a sitcom, and it has to do with drugs, but a specific but it's a legal one, but it wasn't.
Okay.
Yep. And this is called Disjointed. It's
Disjointed.
a what you call it? It's a sitcom about Kathy Bates plays a business owner. She runs a weed dispensary, right? She's an old hippie
Okay.
that runs a weed dispensary, and this was like it's legal, but it's still in that gray
The
area.
gray area, yeah.
So
Okay.
you got her, you got her son, and you got the employees that run the store with her, and hijinks ensue. Like they deal with people that come in, they're always stoned. They got a taekwondo teacher that's always on their butt about something. They got
I'm watching this, bro. I'm telling you right now. This is up my alley right here. This is my shit right here.
one of them ends up
I'm
dating
watching
the
this.
spirit of marijuana. It's just it's wacky, and it only technically it was in parts. It was like in two parts. I counted as one season, but it did feel like a beginning, middle, and end kind of thing.
Yeah,
Even though they had to
that's it.
rush it. But it's a fun show. I watch it every 420.
I'm gonna
Fun
check
show.
that shit out. I'm gonna check that out. That sounds like another honorable mention, like similar to that. There's a
Yep.
show. It's still kind of new, but it's called. I think I've spoken about it on the show actually, but it's called Tires. With
Oh
Shane
yeah, you did.
Gillis,
That was
bro,
on we talked about that.
on the
Yeah,
episode, right?
we did talk about that on an episode. Mhm.
That shit is
It
so
is
funny,
similar
man.
humor. It is very
Yeah,
similar humor.
that's why I'm saying I gotta check that out, bro. 'Cause I know
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna be laughing my ass off. All right, so that's good. Number 5. Let's go ahead and jump into number 4. Now, number 4, a lot of people are probably gonna share this one right here. This is great. I can't believe I got it at number 4, but there was ones I had to put at number 3, 3, 2, and 1. But great series. My cousin put me on. Phenomenal show. Let me go ahead
Mhm.
and add it. Ozark, baby. Now,
Ozark. I heard good
yeah,
things about that too.
bro, Ozark, another one. I don't know if this is telling like my content of stuff what I watch or whatever, but really nice depiction of like the cartel. This guy kind of gets caught up in doing work for them and stuff like that or whatever, and just like the cast, everything in this show just kind of matches. It's got your points where you're kind of pissed off at some characters. It's got your point where you're like, damn, how the fuck are they gonna get out of this? Like all of the drama is there, and I mean
Mm,
it's just a really 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 good show, man. Of course you're seeing this is where what's her name came from, yeah, Julia Garner, who
mhm,
plays Ruth. I mean, she does a phenomenal job in this character, and you've seen it open up a lot of doors for her in the stuff she's doing now. She got her legendary role where she plays like she's like a drug dealer and stuff like that, and
mhm,
it's a really good show. So if you haven't checked it, definitely check out Ozark. This is one of the only things, believe it or not, I am not a Jason Bateman fan, like
mhm.
at all. But this is one of my favorite things I've ever seen him do.
That's one of your favorite roles of his.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
'Cause I'm not really. I've seen his stuff. I'm not hating on him. Like he's good. He plays his character. He's like, what does he remind me? Like he's like a low budget. To me, I'm not trying to hate on him, man. I'm really not. But he's like a low budget, like I don't know, not Ryan Reynolds, but I don't know, man. Like
Mm,
he just seems like he should be another character, not Ben Stiller, but I don't know. It's just like he just kind of fits in, I guess, where he fits in. But
mm.
this here, I enjoyed his character and everything. But
Awesome.
yeah, Ozark, really good for me. What you got number 4?
Number 4 for me, Mr. Iglesias.
Mr.
Um,
Enrique Iglesias
That was
show.
Gabriel Iglesias. That was his first starring role in a sitcom
Yes.
where he is a teacher in the California school system, and it has a lot of the it sort of has a lot of the like the typical sitcom stuff, but it's pretty much wrapped up between him and a select few students and his fellow teachers, right?
Yeah.
Each time there's a situation having to do with either the teacher students hit there's parallels, right, and they all learn lessons at the end. It's that kind of sitcom, and he's a good actor.
Yeah,
Like
he is pretty good.
he's a,
I like him.
he is a good actor. He always said that if he wasn't doing comedy he wanted to teach, so this kind of gives him a chance to do both, you know
Yeah.
and it only once again lasted 2 parts, got cut off at the knees. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Enrique Iglesias, he's surprising to me because I don't I don't like that corny comedy though. I don't like that Jeff Dunham comedy. Like, you know, I don't like the puppets and all that bullshit or whatever. I don't like the voices too much and stuff like that.
Okay.
But with Enrique Iglesias, like, I gotta be honest, I listen to this shit and I laugh. I like him, yo. He comes on a lot of the WWE events.
Yeah,
And
he's a big
WWE
wrestling fan.
Yeah,
Big wrestling fan.
And I do enjoy, like, you know, a lot of his I listen to like a lot of Pandora and a lot of Spotify and stuff like that, comedy. So like whenever he comes on, I enjoy his content, like he does when he talks about his kids and stuff like that. Yeah, his stuff is funny. His stuff is funny. He always talks about his friend, like Felipe Espinoza, I believe his name is.
It was
Felipe
funny,
is
huh?
funny as shit. Yeah, funny, huh?
Funny, huh?
If you listen to his stand-up,
I got to see him live once. He actually came to my town, right, and did a show. And the guy is so humble. Like the dude is so humble. Number one, we had decent seats, right? We had decent seats. The price at the time was doable, right? It was like, you know, I got it from me and my brother, and one of my sisters came with us, and we just had a ball. But guess what he did afterwards? He took a picture with everybody in line, no charge. Took a picture with everybody in line, no charge. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wish more entertainers. I know people got to make a living and stuff like that, but I wish people would start understanding so much more that when you do shit like that, bro, trust me, your stock is gonna go the fuck up, man. You know, forget that little $10-15 you're getting paid for, but just imagine that experience, them person putting that stuff on their wall, other people seeing it. Yeah, he took a picture of me. He didn't charge me or anything. It was awesome. This other guy was charging me $50 to take a picture with him, but he just took a picture. He grabbed me, hugged me. Then you know, people are buying your tickets, buying your merch. They can't wait to support you, yo. Like, why don't people understand this shit, man? Like, the greed
sometimes it's not even them. It's the companies that, like, the agencies they're working with. Sometimes it's not even them. Like
goody guy.
Like a buddy of mine, he met Mark Hamill at a Comic-Con, and
such a legend.
And he didn't want to, and now his prices like his prices is like this, but he didn't want to charge, like, you know, it was the company he was working with, you know. They're the ones that set the price. They're the ones that set the price for a picture or an autograph or whatever. So it wasn't, you know, him 100%. It was just, you know, but still, I was like, okay, dude, you got to meet Mark Hamill, and I think he also got to meet Tara Strong the same day. Right.
I saw, she did a video the other day. She did a video with the guy who does Megatron's voice.
Yep.
It was like a video on TikTok, and man, listen, that woman right there. That voice acting is, she's amazing, but damn, she needs to be on screen, man. She's still hot.
She does have some on-screen credits. She does, actually.
She is hot, man. She's really hot. Yep. But all right, so we got Mr. Iglesias. I did see that. I didn't check it out. There's a couple of those funny sitcoms I want to check. There's Mike Epps' one, The Shaws, I think it's called, or Upshaws.
The Upshaws. Yeah, definitely check out the Upshaws.
Yeah, that looks like that's up my alley too.
Yeah, definitely check out the Upshaws. It feels like if this was the 90s, that joint would be on Fox.
You know? That's what I'm saying. Fox. Like, it looks like a Martin or a Jamie Foxx show type deal.
It would definitely be on Fox right after Martin or Living Single.
Yeah, I'm down. See, I gotta check some of these. I gotta check out. I've been so into these damn, you know, drama shows and stuff like that. I forget about like the series.
But let's go ahead. Drama too. You know.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into number 3. Now, now we're getting into some of the popular shit here. Now, number 3, and especially after watching the second season recently, or at least the first half of the second season, number 3 for me is Squid Game, yo. Squid Game. I love this show. I love this show, man. And one of the craziest reasons is because I remember watching Squid Game, and I was jumping through the channels, and I was looking at it, and I was looking like, what the hell is this pink goofy shit? I ain't watching this goofy shit. And then somebody said, I forgot who it was, bro. Somebody said, man, Squid Game, you got to watch that shit, blah, 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 this and that. And I was like, why? This still look dumb. And I put it on. Me and my wife watched it. We started watching. The first thing, you see the guy, he's just walking around failing at life and shit. And then he goes to the train station, and where it captivated probably everybody is where he started playing that game. Hey, you play this game? They give you $100 every time you beat me. He said, what? And we're sitting there, me and my wife, yo, you gonna play, babe? Yeah, I'll play. And right there, you hooked. Because it got you connecting and shit, right? So as soon as we started watching Squid Game, and then you see it, and then it's like, no, I got a thing, come here, and then you see the game, and you see that girl, and the first game it's a red light, green light, and you are locked in. From that point on, Squid Game has gotten your ass. And it got me. I love it. It is such a good show. When they said they were doing a second season, I was the one saying, man, leave shit alone. Blah, blah, blah.
I heard a lot of people were like, because when I see, because I haven't watched, like, I didn't watch the show. I just watched a bunch of like reviews, right? And
watch it, Kyle.
And people were like, this didn't, that, like, they're saying that the second season, some things in the second season don't really add up to the first. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like, I think a lot of people, it was very hard to see them have a second season because everything kind of concluded in the first season. But the thing is, the second season, and I can't believe I'm saying this, at least so far, is better than the fucking first.
Okay. So
I'm telling you, it's one of those things where it's like how they came up with the second season. It's tying up some stuff from the first, because I don't want to give it away, especially for people who haven't seen it. Only thing I can tell you is that it's a wild ride. And if you have time, I'm telling you right now, you will not regret watching this show. It's really fucking good, man. Yeah, Squid Game is definitely my number 5 pick on Netflix. I mean, number three. What you got number 3, bro?
Yeah. Okay. So number 3 for me, I gotta put some animation in here. I gotta shout out Dragon Prince. The Dragon
Prince. Okay.
Yeah, the Dragon Prince is brought to you by one of the same creators that made Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? And it deals with a world full, like, they have magic, but it's still like a lot of stuff is like banned, and you got these 2 stepbrothers who just lost their mother, and in the first couple of minutes of the first 2 episodes, they lose their dad. Now there's a beef between some species and elves. There's different types of elves with different types of powers and different types of regions or whatever, right? And they got a beef with humans based on things, right? So at some point, there's so much going on. There's so much going on at first, but at one point they're all fighting over an egg of one of the like last dragons of that that region, and it is just it's crazy. It's basically high fantasy, very well done animation, and there's a lot of and I know we talk about representation and stuff a lot. There's a lot of representation of different types in here. Like you got people using sign language. You got people representing different regions on Earth. You got all.
It's real inclusive.
It is very well done to me.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's awesome.
And if you're a Last Airbender fan, this is definitely a recommendation.
You know what? I just thought about it looking at the sign. I'm pretty sure my daughter is. I might not be, but my daughter is a super big anime fan. And she is autistic, and she loves watching like everything, and then she'll go ahead and tell you all of that shit. So we'll go on her.
Have her check this out. If she hasn't already.
I think she's watching. That's why I started looking. I was looking like it does look familiar. I'm pretty sure she be getting into this too. So y'all probably connect on all levels, bro. Because she loves all of this stuff. I haven't gotten. My stuff is I really do like I love cartoons and stuff, but I just have to like all of the DC animated films and stuff like that. Like I love all that shit. But I just got to really be into it. But good. I should start watching more because I'm actually a fan of this shit, and I like having new stuff to watch.
And a lot of it is very that old lie that they say if it's animated then it's automatically for kids.
Yeah.
No, not at all. That's not it at all. Some things may have some adult themes and stuff, but other than that, not everything is for kids. And a lot of the DC stuff coming out right now is definitely not for kids. I'm watching Creature Commandos and freaking Harley Quinn. None of that is
not at all
for kids.
I heard Lanterns too. They said Lanterns is actually going to be really, really, really specific for mature adults. And it's going to be a lot of adult themes.
They want to do a police procedural with that one.
Yeah.
We got our first photo. We got our first look of the two main characters, Hal Jordan and
John
I forget
Stewart.
again, and John Stewart.
Oh,
So
he's in it. Oh shit, they're doing
yeah,
both of them.
they're in it. Yeah.
Oh, listen,
Mhm.
this gonna be fucking good.
Yeah, like I'm hoping
I
it's
hope.
gonna be good.
Listen,
They just made a bunch of announcements. Like they not only are they doing a Green Lantern live action, but they're also doing a Green Lantern cartoon show akin to the Superman show that came out a couple years ago called My Adventures with Superman. This one's going to be My Adventures with Green Lantern. On
okay.
top of that, they're also doing a like a live action show with Amanda Waller, and it's
That shit. Yeah, they can keep that. They can keep that. I saw it. I saw that too. That shit looks. Get the fuck out of here. That's Marvel trying to do too much. That's the same shit. Stop with all these extra shit, bro.
it's very like sometimes you gotta know like okay which what stuff to focus on because now
Yeah.
everything's got to be connected.
That's
So
right. Yeah, you're building a universe, and I'm very excited to see where James Gunn goes. I can't wait to see this new Superman movie. A lot of people are clowning it, but people are goofy, and I think people are usually always ready to kind of shit on stuff. And when I say people, like I kind of fit that as well. But I actually genuinely want shit to be good. I just preparing myself for the letdown, but I really do want stuff to be good. Like I want to have a movie that I'm like, damn, this is who the fuck wants to go to a movie and be like, oh man, I can't wait to hate this. Like, no, I want to have amazing time. Like, talk about it to everybody. Like I do a show to do this shit. Like,
yep.
so but all right, man. That's a good one. Okay, you got some anime in there.
Yep.
We also got we're at number 2. All right, we have the big boys now. And of course, my number 2, without a doubt, is Stranger Things, man. Definitely another show. Yeah, sort of similar to like I said with Cobra Kai. Stranger Things is a show that captivated me. At first, I was kind of like, "What the hell is this?" But I think the nostalgia course at the beginning, it's already pushed back in the time frame of the 80s.
Yep.
And you add monsters to it. You add the young kids on adventures and stuff like that, and it just takes you right there. And you're like,
it just takes you right back to every freaking 80s movie you've ever seen.
Exactly. On their bikes, no cell phones, no bullshit. Everybody got so much character and personality. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed Stranger Things. Great story, and I cannot wait for them to come out with the new season.
Are you prepared?
Episodes.
Are you prepared for 2-hour episodes?
Hell yeah, maybe 3. I like that. I don't hate as long as it's entertaining.
Yeah.
The last season of Stranger Things, bro, that shit was cinema, bro.
Crazy.
It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if they say they're doing it, I'd have full-hearted trust and faith in everything. I just please don't go too woke and all that shit. I don't want to see all this extra shit that we don't need to see. But just give us a good story and continue because it's been great so far. That last season was phenomenal. So yeah, Stranger Things, man, that's my number 2. I love the show. It's incredible.
Mine is for my number 2 is Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, Grace and Frankie is like when I first watched it and saw what the plot was, I was like, their husbands leave them for each other. Okay, what's happened? Yeah, what happened? Okay, so what happened was you got these two ladies. They're part of the same, they're part of the same family. They married into the same, like they're, they both have their ex-husbands. And what the thing is they get everybody together, their kids and everything. They're adult kids. They get everybody together at this beach house to announce that the parents are getting divorced because the husbands are in love with each other. Right. And they've been on a down low. They've been on a down low for years. Right.
Damn.
So now they got to get used to that. You see the dynamic between the two dads now that they're divorced and they're married and they're married to each other versus the dynamic of the two ex-wives who at first could not stand each other, but now are kind of forced to live together. Right. and you see them develop a friendship, a love for each other, and you also see their kids dealing with their own stuff because all their kids are adults. Like one of them is a recovering drug addict. Another one is sort of a one of the girls is a very savvy businesswoman, but she's a little bit on the narcissistic side. Another one has like 2 or 3 kids, and she's dealing with trying to be a good wife and all that stuff. There's so much
dynamic. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it is
real good.
Like I would recommend. Like I honestly, I'd recommend it because the two leads, right? The 2 leads are some of there's some of Hollywood's best. Let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen this show, but I never watched it. I didn't even know that's what it was about. I thought it was more of like a what the hell was it? Dharma and Greg type show.
I love Dharma and Greg too.
Dharma, what is it called? Frankie and
it's called Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. Let me see.
Grace and Frankie. Yeah. To me, that's the new generation's Golden Girls.
Yeah, this is is that Melanie Griffin? No, that's Bridget Fonda.
Jane Fonda. Fonda.
And Lily Tomlin. Yeah. You're right. They definitely are two old timers.
Like they right there. They some OGs.
Yeah, you got a bunch of people up in here. Brooklyn Decker. Okay.
Yep.
All right, yeah, you got a couple people. All right, that's what's up. Okay, well, that's a good one, Kyle. I might check both of those out because I am a fan. I'm not. I don't know if I'm a fan, but I definitely do. I got into Shameless.
Yeah,
and Shameless was really interesting. Shameless was one of them shows that I just kind of started watching by accident, and then I just kind of kept going. And Shameless was actually pretty good. Another kind of broken home, kind of degenerate family kind of deal where it's just like, but it was also a lot of fun, like a lot of story and investment. So yeah,
it's been recommended to me on many occasions, but my list is too freaking huge.
Got you. Yeah, it's not bad. I watched all the way up to like I think 7th or 8th season. And I was like, all right.
How many seasons does it have?
I think it's like 12. Shameless been on for a long fucking time. Yeah.
Wow.
Shameless been on for a while. But all right, man. Let's get to number 1. I mean, is this a surprise? I don't even think anybody would, after especially just watching the watch list. But of course, my number 1 is Cobra Kai, man. Cobra Kai is my favorite show. Yeah, definitely. Over time, I mean, there's so many shows on Netflix that I absolutely love. Breaking Bad, of course. Walking Dead, even though Walking Dead got a little long. When you go back, if you got time, even if The Walking Dead, and you bitch about it now, you'll remember why that shit was so amazing when you started watching it, because The Walking Dead was so damn good, bro. I don't care what nobody says, all the way up to like damn near the Negan episodes and everything. Even that, when they were in Alexandria and fighting and shit like that, I would say up until about Rick dying was when I was just completely over it, and or they thought he was dead. But I watch all these shows, and even shows that I'm getting introduced to, Squid Game, all this stuff, Stranger Things. Cobra Kai is it. Cobra Kai is it for me, bro. Me and my son will go on Cobra Kai and just watch that bitch from start to finish. I've done it maybe 16 times. I'm going to do it again now that the new season's out. I'm going to watch that bitch and just have it on while I'm working on other stuff.
There you
Cobra
go.
Kai is number 1 for me, bro. What's your number 1, bro?
Okay, so this one is I'm kind of cheating here because I got 2 sharing one spot, and it's Stranger Things and anime called Agretzko.
Agretzko, okay.
Agretzko. Now, we all know about Stranger Things. Agretzko was described when it came out and it started getting traction. It was described as adulting the anime because it's from the same company that brings you Hello Kitty, except this ain't Hello Kitty, right? So you got this. You got a red panda. Her name is Gretzko, right? She's an accountant working at an office. She hates her boss, right? She's got friends, but she absolutely hates, hates the work environment. You know what I'm saying? Like her boss is getting on her last nerves. Her boss is old school. Like he's like real old, real old school and getting on her last nerves. She's single, dealing with that. And how she deals with stress is she goes to her favorite karaoke spot and just belts out heavy metal, right? and Like
This shit sounds awesome.
she goes to her favorite karaoke place and just screams, full on heavy metal songs, right? Keeps it a secret from just about everybody, because that's just how she keeps her peace, right? And then you see her deal with life, including her mother getting at her for being single and blah blah blah. Just that regular stuff. Plus, it's Japanese, so you also get this, to learn more about the culture through the eyes of these cutesy looking animals. But this is some real life stuff,
Bro. Let me tell you something. Is this the actual show? What I'm looking at right here?
Let me hold on. Let me see. Yep. Yep, that's it.
It's crazy. This looks like literally like a video game. Like, it doesn't even look like that would actually be a show. That's what's crazy.
And check this out. Remember when we were talking about bite-sized entertainment?
Yeah.
Each episode is about 15 minutes.
Like a Robot Chicken type of deal.
Yeah, like each episode is about 15 minutes. It has about, I believe, 4 or 5 seasons. You can get through that in like that,
Okay.
But once you get invested, you will probably stay invested. Just saying.
Just hooked on it. Like, I gotta watch the shit now.
Yeah, like it'll be it. Like I said, it looks cutesy, and it's from some of the same people who brought us Hello Kitty. But this is not Hello Kitty.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, bro. Listen, that's why I actually really like stuff like this, because, people are always looking for like different things to watch and stuff like that. You ever been at, like I just said, like Cobra Kai is over, Stranger Things gonna be over this year.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for something new. So it's like, I want to check out that last show that you just said, the Frankie and what's it called? Because
Grace and Frankie. Yeah.
Grace and Frankie. Even though I'm not like, that's not super up my alley. That's not like one of them shows that I will get into, and especially if it has a lot of seasons. I'm one of the type of people where if I look at a show and it came out in like 2017, but it only has like 2 seasons, I might not be that interested. I might check it out anyway, but I want a show that I can get invested in. So if it's got like 4 or 5 seasons, I'm in. I'm gonna try to stick with it.
Grace and Frankie about 5 seasons, I believe.
Yeah, that means the people that were making it had enough, interest in it to keep going. Yeah, so yeah, man. All right, Kyle. I was over here saying I didn't want to do a whole show, but we did a whole show anyway. Yo, listen, this is what we do, bro. I love this conversation. So we did it. But we about to head out. Guys, listen, thank you guys so much for another episode. I really appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody every time we do this. Thank you, Kyle, for coming back on. Of course, every single week, man. We really appreciate your what you bring to the show as well, man. I'm over here trying to click around and get all this stuff situated. But hey, what you got going on this week, man? Anything new?
Oh man, look, so I'm getting ready for I got the new my show is bi-weekly, right? So right now we got Steady's episode, overcoming spina bifida. You can watch that on YouTube at the A for Able podcast, or you can listen to the audible version on pretty much everywhere you get your podcast fixed. But the next one is going to be with our boy Troy, and that's going to be about living in your differences. That's be out on March 11th. Really good conversation, and I'm looking for more people to talk to. So if you're willing to talk about, telling your story about mental health or living with a disability, or even if it's not your story, but you want to, help someone else out, hit me up.
For sure. Yeah, definitely hit up Kyle, guys. Just go ahead and be a guest, man. Get him some attention. And shows are very interesting, very good, and give you the chance to, speak about what you got going on as well. Definitely all for it, bro. Definitely will promote him as soon as I see him. And can't wait, man. It's going to be a interesting week. This is the last show for me. On Thursdays is always kind of like a really big breath I take, because going through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I wish I did a little bit more prep. But I usually
dealing with stuff, dude. You a family man.
Yeah, I know, man. My wife said this shit to me too. Oh, stop doing it,
bro. Stop beating yourself up. You got kids and another one on the way. Is that what you said earlier today?
Yeah, man. I got another baby. I didn't tell you guys. I guess I'm forgetting who I'm telling and shit. Yeah, we got another baby coming, man. We got in July, man. Thank you. Congrats. We're gonna find out tomorrow what we have and everything. So, but yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, and I'm very excited to keep going with the shows. Next week is gonna be a little bit we did a lot of games and stuff this week on the channel, but we're gonna get back into the regular combo and stuff like that next week with all the shows. And of course, Elimination Chambers on this Saturday. Definitely gonna be watching that, so we can talk about it on Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. And next week on the entertainment show, we're going to be talking video games, guys. So definitely be here for that. We got a lot of new announcements, and we'll have some new shows that we want to watch and some new movies, hopefully, that we have learned that are going to be coming out. We're getting ready for summertime, or at least going into springtime.
Going into spring. We're about to head into March.
That's right. Into March now. So we got stuff going on, guys. So if you want to watch us, you know where to find us over at the Beeline Entertainment LLC on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button so you can get the notifications when we are on. But we do go live Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 9:00 p.m. on Facebook, Twitch, as well as YouTube. And appreciate you guys so much. If you haven't already, do that. And also go ahead and stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and have a great weekend, everybody. I love you guys so much. Kyle, I'll see you later, bro. Peace out, guys.
Peace.